Well, 3.1 million for the winners of the men's and women's, equal as you say, Fred. And that's something that Venus fought very hard for.
Yep.
Been a campaigner for equal prize money for women.
That's about 2.5 million US dollars now with the conversion rate of the Aussie dollar that's dropped about 20% in the last 6 months. Oh, a little bit of luck to start off with. Love 30, the opening service game. And Venus serving from the tough end. That's where the sun causes a few problems, although it's only 11 a.m. in the morning, just after that. Nearly opposites in ranking and age.
15-30.
Venus's ranking is 18, Madison Keys 35, and then Venus's age is 34, and Madison Keys is 19. That one in a bad spot, so catch it, don't try and hit it.
30.
Madison Keys, a big hitter, got a beautiful motion on the serve, and then the big forehand, the huge ground strokes.
Oh,
it's a good serve into the body of Keys.
Yep.
Showing good composure to come back from love 30. Great extension on that serve. Nice easy power.
6'1", metre 85. Venus, tall
Game
lass.
Williams.
And so Williams holds the opening game, first set. Yeah, from a very young age, they had an unbelievable work ethic. You do the matches at the US Open, and always at 9 o'clock in the morning, Richard, the dad, he didn't have a basket of balls. He had a box of tennis balls out there with the two girls, and if they weren't out there, he had some underprivileged kids out there that he was trying to help along as well.
I mean, a lot of coaches would give anything to develop one player like Venus, but he coached two.
He was spot on, though, when they both came on the tour. He didn't let them play junior events. They came on the tour and exploded on the tour with such power. And he said, well, Serena's going to be the better of the two.
And people did find that hard to believe at the time, because Venus had taken the world by storm and was playing such incredible tennis and lifting the bar really for women's tennis in terms of the physicality, the power.
This is an important game for Madison Keys to start off. I'm sure she's got a few nerves there. 15-30. Venus just a couple of little steps, and that's the secret to success. Not big steps, you always to get to the ball. It takes steps, but when you're in control, little short steps to get into the hitting position. 30 all. Hasn't that been the play all week from the top players?
Certainly has, sliding the ball out wide.
40-30.
That one with a bit of pace on it too, 171. And then takes the opponent out of the court and follow-up strike.
Straight down the line. Game point.
Yes.
And that also has been the norm this week. A return of serve deep, straight down the middle so that the server doesn't have time to get on balance, and that happened there. Keys not able to get on balance to return that one. It's amazing how patterns develop as tournaments are played through.
Advantage Keys.
This young lady's not afraid to go toe-to-toe, as that rally showed there, and that's the way she beat Kvitova. Anybody that can hit Kvitova off the court, you know, they've hit some pretty solid shots. Game point.
Let's versus. Deuce.
Venus hasn't lost a match this year, and that's quite incredible. She won the tournament in Auckland, beat Wozniacki in 3 sets in the final.
Advantage
And has come through here. So she's 9-0 going into this match.
And she knows that this is going to be a tough one. Such a talent, Keys. Big serve. A big game all round.
Oh, I don't think Venus thought that was coming over, and suddenly it was past her, so it's 1-1.
1 game on.
And this is the sort of explosive shot making that Madison Keys is capable of. How well she gets down to that. It's superb, isn't it?
Nearly Radvanska-like, wasn't it? Right down, nearly the knee touching the court. 1-1.
Love.
One of the issues for Madison Keys, I think, has been the fact that she is so abundantly talented.
That was David Witt there, who's the hitting partner of Venus. Obviously, I would think does a little bit of coaching as well.
But the incredible talent she has everyone talking about her and has had for some time, but her rankings and results haven't quite delivered on what everyone expected. When you burst onto the scene with some incredible shot making, expectations are high, particularly in American tennis.
Well, she was overshadowed in that area a little bit by Sloane Stephens, wasn't she, when Sloane Stephens came out and beat Serena out here a few years ago, and Sloane Stephens hasn't come through at all. She's had not a very successful career after that at all. Lots of expectations. And doesn't work as hard as this young lady. This young lady works hard, Madison Keys.
Well, what she said after getting through to this stage, she said, finally, I'm living up to what people have been saying.
Yeah. 40-30. Game Williams.
Well, a pretty wild one. Got out in front of that one, so Williams leads 2-1.
Love 15.
Massive occasion for this teenager. Last Grand Slam as a teenager she's playing. Only been to third rounds before on the Grand Slam stage.
Had
to be a youngster when she came down. He lost in the first round when she played down here in 2012. In a third round in 2013, second round last year.
That's super serving. Seen so many of the players using that slice serve out wide so effectively.
Faulty 15. Game
And a
Keys.
huge serve right down the middle from Keys. She evens it up at 2-all.
2 games on.
Well, she doesn't seem to be affected by nerves too badly, Madison Keys, playing relaxed, focused tennis out here.
Both players haven't found the range on serves as far as percentage is concerned, but Keys has smacked down 3 aces so far. Only 53% of first serves in. They only had 2 service games though, that will improve.
15 love. $30 love.
Serving from Venus. Venus has got over $30 million in prize money. As mentioned, Madison Keys $1.2 million, and so 340 if she loses today. If she wins,
40 love.
chance of getting into the 650 at the semi-final. So Venus says, you can serve some aces, I can get with it too. Another great serve from Williams. She goes to the head 3 games to 2 in the opening set. That's a little bit of experience for you there, and that's the first strike again that's been so prevalent in the matches throughout the championships. If you miss the first serve, you got to be ready for a cracking return off the second.
$15 all. $15-30.
Well, as we saw in the previous win from Venus over Radvanska, she's hitting with some great controlled aggression. Very heavy ball.
$30 all.
That's about as much displeasure as you'll see Venus show.
40-30.
Good serving from both women so far in this one. Keys will get back into the top 30 in the WTA ranking. She's 35 coming into the championships here, but by way of her performance here, she'll creep back up into the top 30.
Deuce.
Well, Williams really returning well from that left court, getting over the top of the backhand.
Advantage, Keys.
Yeah. That's the fastest serve of the day so far. 192k. That is getting up there.
There's that fluid motion you were talking about, Fred, launching herself up into that serve.
That's
Game,
long.
Keys.
Keys holds serve again. 3-all first set.
3 games on.
Madison Keys really won her first title in 2014 Eastbourne, which is on grass just prior to Wimbledon. Beat a couple of top 10 players there in Jankovic and Kerber to get the victory.
Oh, the pace of shot straight back down the middle of the court. Just catching Venus. It's an effective play.
Oh, that's read that serve well. Picked that one on the forehand, so
Love 30.
2 big forehands gets it to love 30.
Fifteen 30.
That's that second serve. It comes around the outside of the ball on that serve, and generally speaking, it goes to her opponent's forehand. Keys was just looking for that one. Break points now. Oh, powerful overhead there, well played.
Game, Keys.
So Madison Keys strikes first, 4 games to 3 with a break.
Fifteen love.
They've played very few long rallies out here. They've mainly been short points. In fact, in that last game, we saw the first 2 points that went over 9 shots. And Keys won both of those. And one of the things that's really improved about her game is her willingness to stay in those longer points and have the luxury of choosing when she goes for the big shot. Fitter, stronger, has done a lot of work to get her physical conditioning better.
Well, that gets back to exactly what you were talking about it's controlled aggression, where some of the other youngsters try and make it hit the winners too soon. Keys is a little more patient.
Well, she says herself she can afford to be now, whereas before she'd panic a little in the longer points and feel she had to go for something to finish the point off.
Turns 20 next month, this young lady. There's a deep breath. Try and get yourself composed. 30-15. Used the Williams pace on that one and just held a firm wrist.
Well, quite incredible, really. Didn't try and do too much again. Talent. Good margins.
40-15 for a 5-3 lead. And she just does that. And she's on a roll at the moment, Madison Keys. 5-3 opening set.
Well, she's got the confidence of that better conditioning, that strength, but also the confidence of having the legendary Lindsay Davenport as help as her coach, along with Lindsay's husband, John Leach.
Haven't been together that long though, have they? Lindsay just took that on a few months ago, and she's got a lot of other commitments, but she is an advisor and gets, and it's nice to be able to talk to somebody that's had that experience like Davenport.
That's superb, just showing some beautiful touch as well.
That's a veteran shot. That's an experienced point.
Well, this is why everyone was talking about her when she was 14, 15, because she has great hands, a lovely natural ability, and she's done the work to back that up, to complement it.
Smart enough to know when she got that one deep to move in, play the volley. And the pressure there, scoreboard pressure there for Williams, knowing full well that Keys would attack the second serve at love 15. So that's the only double fault so far in the match. Looking for a forehand here, I would think, at love 30. No. Good deep return. Could have hit the forehand. She elected to take the two-fisted backhand. It's a safer shot. Break points now, or set points now, 3 of them. Well, that's brilliant. What a brilliant performance. 6 games to 3. Madison Keys wins the opening set in 29 minutes.
15 left.
So it's a tough time for Venus here. She's got to define a strategy now. And they're waiting for a few of the swallows there. You can see they're looking for a feed. They get down and get the moths down there that the players sort of don't worry about. They shuffle them aside, and then the swallows come down and say thank you very much.
Again,
I mentioned Venus has got to come up with a game plan. She's got to change something to stop the power. At this day and age, with the youngsters, if they get in position, they're going to give it a go. Just like that.
Oh, she's been serving so well. Very hard for Venus to take advantage of the returns. She's struggling to get a racket onto that one.
First serve percentages haven't been good, but once she's got them in, she's lost a few points. 11 of 14 on first serves.
Game Keys.
So Keys wins the opening game of the second set and leads 1 set to love.
First game, second set.
Only got 50% of first serves in throughout the match, but the reply is good. She's won 81% of the points.
But even her second serve,
Yep.
in that first set, Venus was trying to get in on it and get in on top of it, but she just hasn't been able to take advantage of it because it's had some good depth on it. So the directions of Keys, she's really mixed it up, but mainly down to the backhand on the right court and into the body on the left court.
15 love.
And Williams going for the body serves most of the time.
Well, I think that's to take it away the angle and the big forehand, but Keys has been able to get herself out of the way, and particularly on second serves. She's having a look at another one now.
Nice feeling for Venus, getting a couple of points here to stop the run of points against her.
Last serve came off the line, as you could see. Keys just indicating that she lost control of it. Flattened that one out, just made the tape, hit the tape. You can see a signal. I've got to get a little bit more air, a little bit more margin.
And that's something she did so well in the first set. Like that one, well over the net with so much pace and penetration. Back in behind Venus.
40-15. Oh, big serve from Williams there. Stems the tide a little. It's 1-1, second set.
1 game. Lovely.
That's the only double fault we've seen from Keys so far.
Big question whether she can keep up the form that she's shown out here today.
Let's assess. 15.
Wow. Getting a lot of cheap points on the serve. Just
15,
rushed that one a
13.
bit. Anxious to get forward in the court. Venus really trying to move in on those returns. And here's Lindsay Davenport collaborating with Madison Keys. And she knows a lot about her opponent today. They've played so many times.
Out.
Called long.
15.
So this is the first opportunity for Williams. He has break points. Oh, and a double fault. That's the second double fault. That's 2 in that service game. So a break now for Williams. 2-1, second set. A bad miss there because the serve, it was a good serve, it was a body serve, came in and Keys miscued it. Didn't find the middle of the racket. Bad error on the forehand. Love 15. Took a little bit off that serve and pinpoint accuracy right down the middle. Only 157k, but spot on.
Just feel she's rushed a few of these shots last couple of games.
That's like the start of the first set. She was a little bit uptight, lifted up on that, took it way long. 30-15. Well, looking for that forehand, Keys, but now a couple of errors. 2 double faults in the last service game. A couple of unforced errors on the forehand. Gives Williams an opportunity to consolidate here for 3-1. Oh, an excellent body serve straight at Keys. So Williams holds, leads 3-1, second set, down a set.
Williams leads 3-1.
Venus is really using her experience out here, sensing that Madison has gone off the boil, is just rushing things a bit, perhaps not mentally as strong as she was in that first set, and she's played very solidly in response, served well, getting a good look at that famous serve.
Well, that's perfection.
15 love.
Well, this is just magnificent from Keys. Gets across superbly. Had time on that shot. Good preparation.
30 love.
Depth beat Williams there. She was forced off to fall back off the back foot. Nothing to take the ball over the net. Pace and depth pushes her back. 30 love.
Really trying to crack a winner early in the point. And too many errors from her at the moment.
another one.
30 all.
We made 9 unforced errors in the entire first set. Keys, she's made 9 in 4 games. Well, the wheels have fallen off somewhat. Break point for Williams to
30,
get 2 breaks in this second set.
Yeah, you just get the very strong feeling she's not thinking clearly out there, Madison.
Both players very successful when they've had a break point opportunity. And another mistake there, so Williams races to a 4-1 lead. David Witt's on his feet.
Lovely. Love 30.
That one right on the line, skidded off the line, so 3 points after the medical timeout have all gone to Keys, and she has love 40 on the Williams serve.
Often see this happen with players go off for a treatment and it's their opponent who maybe suffers a little bit from it. And she's come out here sharply. Keys.
Game.
And the 4 points that have been played have all gone to Madison Keys, so that's 1 service break back.
4 games to 2.
There's John Leach next to his wife there, and they're looking after this young lady. So 4-2 now.
Well, the strappings obviously helped, and certainly would help in the confidence if she's been reassured that the injury isn't going to get any worse, perhaps. That might be another concern for her. She was doing some damage.
Well, whatever it is, I want some of it. That's 6 points in a row.
30 love.
See what happens if there's a long rally where she's pushed out wide to that backhand corner, perhaps. Pulling up gingerly after that serve. And that's where she's going to have some problems. If Venus can get her moving side to side.
30-50.
She had a string towards the end of the second set, won 16 of 19 points, and then that last one she put 6 in a row together. Another big serve, 40-15.
Well, I think we're going to see Madison trying to keep these points as short as possible. She's going to up the aggression levels.
Keys challenge the call on the right serve. The ball is called out.
Mariana Alves in the chair. She's from Portugal. She's a very experienced chair umpire. And that one's good. No, it's Wong.
Second
So
serve.
loses a challenge.
40-30. Keys has 2 challenges remaining.
Really pulling up sorely.
Oh, fine volley. Beautifully done.
Game, Keys.
4 games to 3 now. Williams leads, but still with a break.
Always adds a bit of drama to the situation. Watching how a player manages an issue out there, a problem like this, and how the opponent responds, knowing that they're struggling. And if they can't capitalise on it.
Well, Venus just has to continue to play her game and not think about it. But as I mentioned, very difficult to do when you know your opponent's had treatment. Trying to finish points quickly.
And that's where it's dangerous for Venus, because Madison is going to go after those shots even more. That one missed, but she's going to pull a few off as well.
This is a smart serve also out wide to the forehand, because she's got to move that left leg to get out there. That's what she's going to do on second serves. Venus knows it, so it'd be
15-30.
probably a smart move to take a little bit off the first serve.
Or just didn't get enough curve on that second serve, and right in the hitting zone for Keys.
Well, this is what happens. 15-40, a couple of big strikes on the forehand wing, break points to get it all even.
15-40.
So put some thoughts into the Williams mind here if she breaks. Some worrying thoughts. That'll do it. And that's again the second serve. Venus can't get that second serve to the backhand. It goes to the forehand all the time. 80% of the time anyway, and the players just sit on it. And if you've got a forehand like Keys, she's had 2 cracking forehands cross court on the deuce court, and it's now 4-all.
Alexis.
That's what you got to do, try and get Keys on the run.
Lovely.
Easier said than done, though, from the pace of shot that this young lady there. But she's got to get over there now, got to get that left leg and prop on that left leg there. That's going to be painful.
Love 13.
Oh,
Mariana Alves signals that wide, and they don't signal them wide from the chair on that far sideline unless they're pretty sure of the call.
and once again, Keys really going for broke with that one. Not missing by much.
Lettuces. 15-13.
Really getting the pace up on that one. Been going out wide quite a lot this time down the tee. Not
Well
moving
done.
comfortably to that one, Keys.
Venus is playing it smart also. She's
15,
taken a little
14.
bit off it. She's given it more air over the net, more margin over the net in this rally, moving her younger opponent around, or injured also. So break points now. Oh, that's just too good when she sets up.
Well, that was good
13,
depth from
14.
Venus, but she came up with a wonderful counter strike, and then so good when she's moving on to that ball. Nice margin over the net.
Wait, please.
That's a great play. Solid second serve, opening up for that down the line backhand.
Yeah, all very well. It's got to make it under the gun, and she did. Saves 2 break points. Yeah.
Get the
Oh.
feeling she's got to win this set.
Yeah.
Throwing everything at it. Pulling up sore after that last point again.
Break point.
Lettuces.
Venus well inside the baseline. Moving in again, threatening.
That's wide.
Cain Williams.
So Williams has stemmed the tide, has slowed things down a little and breaks. Leads 5-4. Will serve for the set.
Love.
Again, looking for that forehand because she comes round the outside of the ball on that second serve.
Worst time of day for the sun at that end.
Love.
Good move. Serve to the forehand. He's got to stretch that out and push that right foot on the left foot where the problem is. That's got to take the body weight. 30 love. Yeah, everything directed to the forehand. Good playing. 40-15 now from Williams. 2 set points.
40-15.
And with that ace, Williams wins the second set of this one. 6 games to 4. We're all even in this women's singles quarterfinal.
Lovely.
I mean, this must be agony for her, not so much just the pain of the physical injury, but just the fact that she was playing so well in that first set and her chances looking like they're going to be really badly affected
15
by this untimely injury.
Well, she's proven one thing at 19 years of age, just about 20. She's got a huge future ahead of her. And the problem for also with Keys, KP, is that she thinks about this so she thinks, I've got to finish this quickly. I've got to do. It's all in the back of her mind, where her mind should be concentrating on the 4 lines out there of the tennis court, and so she gets distracted with this injury problem.
30.
Oh, you did right, because before we realised that she had the injury problem, she looked like she was rushing her shots. And that is that mental approach. When you know you have to finish them off quickly, you can't stay in the points. That's what she did so well in the first set.
Very despondent there. Went to the open court. Williams was there. At a break point now, opening game of the 3rd set.
Really affecting all areas of her game. It's about the thinking, the approach, and the panic.
Yeah, it's the mental thing that's going to creep in here, that's going to cause problems. Venus not happy with that return, knowing full well the situation at hand.
That has its own pressures, doesn't it? Knowing that you've really got to make the most of the situation, capitalise on it.
Advantage Williams.
Break point again.
Williams trying to call on the right side, the ball's broken in.
Well, I think this is wishful thinking for Venus here.
She doesn't challenge very often,
No,
though.
very rarely.
I thought it looked good too. Let's see.
Yeah, well inside the line.
Williams has 2 challenges remaining.
Oh, Keys getting it back together beautifully in this point.
Advantage Keys.
Aggressive hitting. This time finishes off perfectly with the volley. Great angle. A lot of pressure on that left leg. Didn't pull up looking bothered.
Very mature volley, that one also opening the face of the racket. Had to keep the wrist firm, create the angle. So Williams had a breakpoint opportunity. Keys comes back. It's 1-love Keys, final set. That's wide.
Lovely.
Williams calling for the towel.
Well, Venus has really been the support actor out here in the last 20 minutes or so, with all the drama centered on Madison.
That's wide. I think Keys has just got to look for forehands and just keep thumping forehands, and Williams knows that, so it puts a little bit more pressure on that second serve. Love 30. Great serve.
15-13.
That's a terrifically directed serve. It's 187, which is right up there in the pace and straight into the body.
David Witt, the black shirt, the black hat, the hitting partner. And obviously helps with the coaching, been with the Venus Williams camp for a number of years now.
$40-30. Deuce. Advantage Williams.
Well, she's mixing things up on that serve beautifully. Send the slider out wide, working well, and comes up with the big one down the middle.
Another attempt at a body serve straight at her opponent. Oh, that was right in the hitting zone from Keys. She has to plant that left foot, so it's 1-1, final set.
Lovely. $15. 30-15.
Are really vital stages
Yep.
here in this deciding set to see who can step up. And get the feeling this injury is going to play less of a role in this third set, perhaps with the painkillers kicking in. And also with Keys just getting used to the idea of having to handle it and manage it, the
40-15.
shock of it having been accepted.
I think if the painkillers do kick in and it doesn't become a problem, I think she is a favourite to win this set. But the experience from Williams is going to be invaluable as it goes on. Great stroke there from Williams under pressure. Kept it low, enough pace on it, couldn't be controlled.
Yes.
Yep. See her mentally thinking about this, fighting it. Yeah. It's got to be
Advantage Williams.
a huge problem, discouraging. Break point now for Williams. And that's the break of serve. So Williams playing things tight. Three American women in the quarterfinals here. First time that that's happened since 2003 at the Australian Open. So American tennis in the women's division. The youngsters are coming through, plus the veterans, the Williams sisters.
Yes, well, Madison Keys had to beat Madison Brengle, the other US player there, to get through to this quarterfinal stage. And Brengle, before that, beat Coco Vandeweghe. So some exciting talent for the Americans.
40-11.
Williams here, if she can win this, she'll become the oldest semi-finals at a slam since 1983. Since the great Billie Jean King reached a semi-final at 39 years of age. That one's wide, so now putting the finishing touches at this stage, 3-1, winning that game to love.
3-1.
Oh, we've been speculating as to whether the painkillers might help on the severity of this injury, but certainly it does seem to be really hampering Keys. 8 points on the trot for Venus.
Lovely.
Yep. Finding it very hard to get in position for those shots.
Oh, that's power.
15-0.
Sensational point from Keys. Makes it so difficult for Williams. Knowing she's hurting, but still capable of those sorts of plays. Can't string the points together. It's taking a lot out of her. Also has strapping on the stomach. But beware the wounded warrior, because so many players who are hurt, if they've got a big game, as Keys does, they really start swinging on everything.
Yeah, we've seen some of those happen over the years, haven't we? (40-30).
40-30.
She's fighting hard out here, Madison Keys.
Well, Keys does a good job there to hold serve. Williams 3-2, still with a break in this final set.
She's been serving well in this set, 67% of first serves, and she's won all 8 of 8 points
on the first serve. Yep. So it's very important, that one. Unforced errors now, 40 of them for Keys. That's too many.
Oh, that is huge. Incredible depth, big swinging forehand from Madison Keys. That's her 7th winner for this set. Whenever she gets a look at something, she's really going after it. Wants the shorter rallies. 7 winners to 1 in this set in Keys' favour.
And she's still down a break.
Oh, great play from Williams. She's pushing her, trying to make her move there and exploit the injury.
It just shows the experience of Williams. 7 winners to 1. She's not really going for winners. She's going for movement. She's trying to move the youngster around the court, looking for those unforced errors.
And forcing them.
Goal.
30.
Be a little careful just playing that one. Can't be too careful in this situation. Venus, that rally, just kept the ball up and down the middle of the court. And then she came up with the error. 30 all.
She's not too used to this more passive role. Usually she's the one going out making the shots. Different mindset.
Shows you what a shot maker this young lady is.
On a big point here, Venus coming in, perhaps needed to have a little more depth or a little more on that shot, because Keys got a good strike on it.
She's down, but she's not out. That one goes onto the good leg, leaning into that one on the right foot, makes the pass. Break point.
Yes.
Break point saved.
Well, that's been one of her best plays, deep into the forehand corner of Keys, forcing the error.
See if she goes for that slider now out to the forehand. Foot fault called. Don't find that happen too often either. Yep, that's the shot. She cannot get that second serve down the line. She comes around the outside of the ball. And so Keys just sitting there. She's made some unforced errors, but boy, they've been big forehands when she's found the mark. So break point.
Yes.
Using the experience again here.
Yep.
Solid there on a pressure point.
They're the winners, you see, from Keys, 12-2. It's the Williams forehand.
Advantage Keys.
Starting to crack break point once more. Well, a couple of big forehands, and things are tightening up considerably now in this final set. It's 3-all.
3 games over.
Well, if there is one part of the Williams game that can break down off the ground, that's the forehand wing.
Yep.
Seen a few too many errors from her, just not giving enough air on one, steering the last one.
How much has Keys got left mentally and also physically? She's the younger of the two, and but the injury problem, and that's the shot, as you mentioned there. The forehand's gone, and I think Venus is going to go and change rackets. Probably thinks that one tension's not what she wants. That is what's happening. So she's missed 3 or 4 forehands in the last game or so. So this shows that she's worried and thinking about things. Two meters inside the baseline when she took that second serve, so it's a matter of getting first serves in for both players now, becoming more and more important. Overplaying it again.
15-14.
She knows the situations. She's got to go for them. A little bit disgusted with that one. Pulled the trigger very early, so break points again for Williams.
30-14.
A bit hard to read this set, isn't it? Because both players, one knows that they've got to go for everything at first strike. The other one's got to try and feel that they've got to keep the ball in play a little bit more than they're used to. That's more of a measured forehand from Williams. David Witt's on his feet as Venus Williams goes to a 4-3 lead, final set. Well, stepping up again.
Lovely.
Really got Venus stretching way behind the baseline. Could only come up with a short return. Gee, it's powerful hitting from Keys. She hits at such high velocity, so much pace on her shots.
Williams was there. She knew where this one was going. She barely moved. She stayed in this corner. But it's just there. She just stays in that corner there, and it was just too much pace. Shoulder height. .30 love. Well, that's great maturity for your age there. You know, if you're injured and you got to finish points off quickly, she gets the short ball, moves into the net, missed the volley, but that was the way to play it. Rather than stay at the baseline, running back and forth, it's not going to do your injury any good at all. 30-15. Break points. Well, this is what the crowd came for, and they're getting it, and lots of drama. I don't quite understand the injury, the crowd that are here, but it's this exhilarating tennis, and it's a tough situation there. This young lady's got a strapping up around the thigh, up around the waist as well, and you can see the anxious moments now for Williams.
Well, dead even here. Said all for all, and Keys has hit 31 winners for the match, 10 from Williams.
Youthful exuberance against maturity. And hobbled after that one as well. 15 all.
Tough for Venus. This is not the role she is used to playing. She's more the aggressor in the majority of the matches she plays. Gee, that looked very close.
Williams is trying to call on the left base.
Has 2 challenges left and is using one here.
Just a little long.
Williams has 1 challenge remaining.
That is such courageous shot making from Keys. It's the way she plays, it's what she knows.
14-15.
142 kilometres an hour, rifling that backhand winner.
Well, what a turnaround and what drama is facing us here. Madison Keys comes back and leads 5-4, final set.
Lovely.
And tough for Venus out here. She's had to find that mix, walk that line between playing conservatively, keeping that ball in court, pressuring Keys, and then going for shots when she has the chance. A few too many errors off that forehand side.
Oh, the longest rally of the match, and it's won by the youngster. An error from Williams.
Lindsay Davenport loves what she's seeing out here, and it's interesting that Keys has won 6-3 of the longest points in this match, despite the injury.
And it's in. Keys stayed in that corner. That happened a few games ago, and she couldn't get the racket on it. On this occasion, she there just blocked it back, sliced it back, actually. Match points.
Love 14.
The 19-year-old American Madison Keys continues her dream run here at the Australian Open. And what an unbelievable victory. Had drama everywhere.